Georgetown, Prince Edward Island, a prime tourist destination. Well, maybe a bit sleepy in March, since a lot of the town's residents are snowbirds gone south for winter. But not Perry Gotel. He's too busy working, getting ready for those summer sightseers. He may be closing in on 60 years old, but he has no plans to slow down.
And sometimes when I walk by the mirror at the end of the hall, I don't recognize that person there because of this time thing. My mind and my body don't tell me that I'm 59 years old. I still have a long future ahead, and most of it's still undiscovered. That's the exciting part of it.
Gotel is the owner and operator of Tranquility Cove Adventures, a company that specializes in experiential tourism, giving people a chance to get a taste of life on the ocean. His deep-sea fishing trips are booked up months in advance. But this boat wasn't always hauling tourists. For most his adult life, Perry Gotel was a fisherman, like his father and grandfather before, and he loved it.
There was not one time that my feet hit the floor that I said, damn, I'm going to that wharf, I don't want to go. I always wanted to go, and never had an alarm clocks.
But as good as fishing was for his mind, it was hard on his body. So Gotel and his wife decided it was time for the next chapter.
We decided when I turned 55, instead of packing it up and sitting on the lawn chair, we decided that we'd change, and I started Tranquility Cove Adventures.
Now, in the winter months, he's adding snowmobile guide to his list of business offerings. Call him an entrepreneur or a marketing genius. Call him a baby boomer if you like. Just don't call him a senior.
It hurts me. It does.
What's that stigma?
That you're washed up, you're done, you're watching the TV, you're on the clicker. No, I'm not there.
So is working tied up with that then? Like,
yeah.
When you're still working, you're not washed up. You're not.
Yeah, and I might be brainwashed. I might be somebody that's totally brainwashed in this area. But I think work till you go.
Work till you drop. That's music to the ears of the Government of Canada. Because in just a few years' time, our economic growth could fall under 2% a year as more boomers retire. If more don't keep on working past the age of 65, our country's economy could be in trouble. For the first time in Canada's history, there are more people over the age of 65 than under the age of 15. More people leaving the workforce than ready to enter it. Add to that the fact that people are living longer, and you can see why economists are churning out some pretty gloomy forecasts. But not here in the Maritimes. This part of Canada may have one of the oldest populations in the country, but out here, grey power rules. The Maritimes give us a glimpse of where Canada is quickly heading. Almost 20% of the population here is over the age of 65. By 2040, it'll be 30%. That's why the government of Nova Scotia became the first province to create a department solely devoted to seniors. Deputy Minister Simon d'Entremont says it's time for an attitude change about retirement.
We're living 10 years longer than we were 50 years ago and 20 years longer than 100 years ago, and we still as society perhaps act like 65 is a day where you transform from being to being a different person. In today's society, it seems that it's the minority of people who actually want retirement to be a day in their life. And for many people, if not most people, they want retirement to be a process of working less and retiring more.
German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck is generally credited for setting 65 as the official age of retirement back in the 1800s. Those days, hardly anyone lived that long, so it didn't cost the government much.
Imagine visiting yourself in the future.
100 years later, this successful ad campaign sold Canadians on the dream of retiring at age 55. Problem is, our average lifespan is now about 82 years. That makes Freedom 55 an expensive proposition.
So one day you won't have
When I was younger, I almost fell for it because you seen that and you thought, oh, it's so cool, you know, 55 years old, you're still young, you can get out and see the world and do stuff. But that advertisement was a crock for most Canadians, really it was, for most Canadians.
Why was it a crock?
Because most people don't have a pension plan, or RSPs took a bad hit here, 10 years ago, and lost 80% of them or whatever, and the cost of living is going up so much that it's not that you have to work. It's if you want to keep the lifestyle that you have, you do.
But work isn't always a lifestyle choice. For folks like Sheila Hogue of New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, it's a necessity.
Bye.
She's 70 years old and the volunteer coordinator at the Victoria Order of Nurses. She's worked here for 15 years.
What I like about it? Why don't you ask me what I don't like about it? Because there's nothing about it that I don't like, except that I can't do more. I hear such sad stories, and there are so many women who are in my situation but not able to work. And this is Charlie shortly before he died.
Sheila's situation is pretty common. She was a young single mom with 3 kids in tow when she met the love of her life, Charlie Hogue. They raised the 3 kids together and bought the house she still lives in.
He made things happen for me like you would not believe. In the time we were together, I did more with him than I ever expected to ever do in my life. And yeah, he was such a good guy. God, I miss him. I miss him so.
Charlie had big plans for their retirement, but then he died suddenly, just 2 years before they put those plans in motion. Sheila needed to work not only for fulfillment, but to keep a roof over her head.
I have no plans for retirement. That's the truth. I want to stay in my home. I'd like to die in my home. We're headed out. This is a client that we're going to see.
Her life didn't turn out exactly as planned, but don't waste time pitying Sheila Hogue. Her job brings her in touch with seniors who struggle to pay bills.
Hi, Vera.
Hi, Sheila.
How are you?
Hi.
Being able to help seniors like 91-year-old Vera gives meaning to Sheila's life, makes work about much more than collecting a paycheck. Still, when she gets together with couples she and Charlie once socialized with, it's hard.
Some of them really close friends of ours, and they're all going on a cruise this week. My heart was breaking, I'll tell you. You know, they were all, we're going to be doing this, we're going to do this. Yeah, you should come. You know, you should make plans. You should retire, Sheila. You should come. And I said, you're all couples, you know? And they said, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, well.
So there's the couple aspect of it that you said is makes it difficult for you to participate. Mm-hmm. Is there the financial aspect of it as well?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I'd have to, you know, to live their lifestyle, even as a single person, I would have to give up my home. And I have no pension. I work because I financially want to live in my home, and in order for that to happen, I need to work. Bottom line.
How long will a trap last?
If you put these traps inside, you shouldn't have any problem getting 10 years of them.
10 years?
Yeah.
Perry Gattell could afford to quit, but he's just getting going. Today, he's wrangled me into doing his work for him.
Every one of these heads, see that hole?
Yeah.
You got to put the twine through and come up and pull.
Tourists now pay him to coach them on how to make their own lobster traps so they can experience the life he left behind.
No, you went through the inside.
Business is so good, he's taken on 5 employees, a couple of them pushing 70.
I'll get it. Yeah, you will get it, yeah.
No doubt more skilled than me.
Why isn't it a benefit to you to hire seniors? Why is a 68-year-old and a 70-year-old?
Oh man, they never show up late. They don't come in with hangovers. They don't phone in sick. There's all kinds of reasons why they're amazing workers.
That may be, but many older workers can feel guilty about hanging on to jobs that could go to younger workers. That's a fallacy, says D'Entremont.
This theory is so widely believed that economists have given it a name. It's called the lump of labor fallacy, which implies that there's a fixed number of jobs in the economy, and if you give a job to someone, you take it away from someone else. Now, at the micro level, this is perhaps true. That an older worker's in the job, someone else can't be in that position. But at a macroeconomic level, we need all workers, and older workers have a lot of contribution, sometimes more spending power than their younger counterparts, and create more spin-off benefits.
That's what German car maker BMW discovered. They didn't want to lose their highly skilled workforce to retirement. So, in 2007, they conducted a pilot project. They created an entire shift of workers 10 years older than average to see what the impact would be.
And they found that for £20,000 or $20,000 or $30,000, they made 70 small accommodations and increased their productivity by 7%, totally dispelling the myth that older workers are less productive.
Baby boomers are the biggest demographic wave to ever hit our country. By sheer force of numbers, boomers have changed just about every institution they've encountered. Now, it seems, they're set to change ideas about retirement. Like Perry Gotel, many just won't stop.
Oh, I'm going to go until I drop, man. I love working. I really do. I love the challenge. I love meeting people. And no doubt I like the money.
Forget Freedom 55, as Canada ages and fast. Maybe forget retirement altogether. Duncan McHugh, CBC News, Georgetown, PEI.